I came across a post on the score. Chandler Parsons comments, I don't care how good of a scorer Luka or Ant is. If it's that easy, they would have done it already. So this is referring to Bam Adebayo's 83-point game. And when I look at comments like this, especially from professionals that played the sport before, this tells me a lot about their level of respect for the game, their knowledge of the game, and what they're aiming to do. He's clearly aiming to get people riled up, get some sort of viewership by saying this. When I analyze Bam Adebayo's game, right? I know the box score. I know how many shots he took, how many free throws he took, what the circumstances were for him to get the 83 points. Can you honestly sit here and tell me that if any player can make 20 field goals and have an extra 36 points from free throws, they will not have a lot of points in the 70s, 80s? You don't think so? So if Bam Adebayo shooting 43 shots, making 20 of them, 7 of them are three-pointers, and 36 of the points are from free throws, you're telling me if someone else didn't have that opportunity, they wouldn't be able to get that many points? You're kidding. You're kidding. And honestly, when you say stuff like this, it exposes how you think. It exposes you don't know as much as you think you do. You should be kicked off the show. You should be kicked off the show. When I analyze Luka's career high, Ant's career high, they both made about 20 shots. Let's break it. Let's go to it. I think I have it here. Okay, I was wrong. For Anthony Edwards, he made 19 out of 33 shots, okay, to score 55 points. So if you add 30 free throws to that, doesn't he hit 85 points? And these guys are better free throw shooters than Bam Adebayo. It's math. So you're telling me if you give these guys 40 free throws, they will not make at least 90% of them? You're crazy for saying that. You're crazy. He should be kicked off the show. Why is he sitting there? Why is he sitting there disrespecting every single person just to validate what he's trying to say? Let's go to Luka Doncic. Luka. 25 out of 33 shots made. He made 15 free throws this game. So you're telling me if he gets 20 more free throws, it's not even going to be 43. It's going to be 36 in this situation. If he gets 20 more free throws, and let's say he made 35 out of 36 of them, because for Luka Doncic, that's possible. That's 93 points. You're telling me if any great scorer of this time got the same 43 shots, the same 43 free throws, you're telling me they cannot score 80 plus points? You sound like an idiot. You sound like an idiot. And honestly, we'll give a pass to people like this because they're famous, because they're sitting there with the spotlight. We'll give them a pass because, oh, he played in the NBA, so he can say dumb things like that and disrespect the other players. I respect Luka a lot because recently he had, 51 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. But he said, you know what, we're winning the game, so I can sit out now. That's the difference between him and others. I'm not blaming Bam for staying in the game. I'm looking at the coach in that situation. Because it's one thing to need all the points to help your team win the game. But it's another thing when you're up by 30, you already won the game, and you're still on the floor. Why? To pass stats? What about the other players on the bench that want to prove they can play? Because it's a business. A lot of those guys at the end of the bench are trying to keep a roster spot. People don't think about it. We just watch to be entertained, but you're not thinking from the perspective of the player trying to make money to provide for your family. That's one of many examples. You really think this Chandler Parsons dude, do you really think players are going out there to try to score 80 points, to try to score 90 points? Or are they trying to play as hard as they can to help their team be successful to the point to make the playoffs, to give themselves a chance to win the championship? What do you think it's about? Do you think all these guys are trying to pass stats? That statement is crazy. He should be removed from the show. He should be removed from the show. That seems a bit extreme, but that's the worst take I ever heard. If you give any great scorer of this generation 43 shots, 43 free throws, they're scoring over 80 points. Easily. Easily. And I'm just talking about those two. There's plenty others. So Bam Adebayo could score 200 points. Luka's a better scorer. Steph is a better scorer. Kobe's a better scorer. There's a lot of individuals that are better scorers. It doesn't mean anything. That's a meaningless record. It's a meaningless record. You need to go back and watch the game. Watch what happened. By the third quarter, the game was over. Did you need to stay on the floor? Or did you not want your teammates on the bench to have an opportunity to play? And to add to that, how's the opposing team fouling you to put you on the free throw line? Your own team intentionally missing free throws to give you more possessions. So there's a bunch of things that happened to get you 43 free throws. And for Chandler Parsons to ignore what happened, to pretend like that didn't happen, it's crazy. It's crazy. Great, Luka and Ant are great scorers, and they would certainly be able to score 80 plus points if they were given the same opportunity. But the difference between them and the Miami Heat head coach, because I'm not going to say Bam because it's not him that did it, the difference between them and the Miami Heat coach is they have respect for the game. If they're up, they're going to sit out to let their teammates play, because that's what ethics is all about. Unfortunately, in this time, there's no respect. There's always dissing of the last generation, always trying to erase history, especially this way. It's crazy. I don't know who agrees with me on my statements, but that is a crazy take. It's not a good one. It's really not. Give any great scorer of this generation 43 shots, 43 free throws, they can score 80 plus. Making 20 field goals is something a lot of players in this generation can do. Bam did that. But the only difference is they're not going to get 43 free throws. That's not possible. That's a record. Dwight Howard and Shaquille O'Neal shot close to it before. Even Shaq himself being hacked, being fouled the way he was fouled because they were so dominant, didn't shoot 40 free throws. So let that sink in before saying a bunch of this. You should be a student of the game. You should know more than all of us, yet you're saying dumb things like this. You are just chasing views, straight up. It's it amazes me. It really does. Anyways, I digress.